Boo back, see, haha. Anyway, going back to why this episode of Red Face was pretty much what one of the episodes I was looking forward to is because it was the appearance of the first and I'm not gonna spoil it to the end, but pretty much the first appearance of Red Tornado. And you actually even get to see an appearance of Tio Morrow. Now, hang on. Let me do a quick thing of Tio Morrow and... First, Tio Morrow. Okay, Tio Morrow. His real name is Thomas Oscar Morrow, hence T.O. Morrow. Superhuman intelligence, talented roboticist, and futurist. The original Tio Morrow debuted in The Flash. Volume 1, number 143, March 1964. Damn. He is responsible for the creation of Red Tornado, Red Inferno, Red Torpedo, Red Volcano, and Tomorrow Woman androids. And Tomorrow Woman androids with the help of Professor Ivo. And if you guys remember, I believe Professor Ivo made an appearance in CW's Arrow. But anyway, going on to Red Tornado. Red Tornado is his creation. Everyone knows this. Apparently, his place of origin is Ran. And Red Tornado has his own name in the comics, John Smith, which is funny in my opinion. Notable aliases are Tornado Tyrant of Ran, Althune, Tornado Champion, and John Smith, their abilities: superhuman strength and durability, high-level intellect, air and wind manipulation, ability to access information from any foreign computer system and change from android to human form at will. And he's affiliated with the Justice League. And before that, I believe the Justice Society of America. And if you remember correctly, in the animated cartoon, he was associated with Young Justice, and apparently he's also affiliated with the Primal Force. So yeah, that's brief summaries of Red Tornado and Tio Morrow. Anyway, the android Red Tornado is introduced by Dr. Tio Morrow. Pretty much, he objects to how his project's being treated. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a robot and all that stuff, you know? And I don't blame him. If you create something or you invent something in general and people, like, downsize it, of course you're going to be protective of it. Like, I could use this YouTube channel, for example. Like, I made this YouTube channel, and people could dish and dash all the negative things, and of course I'd be defensive about it because, you know, it's my channel. So I don't really blame Morrow for, like, kind of being with people because they're like, oh, it's just a robot or android or whatever it is, and they downsize poor Red Tornado. But in all honesty, when I looked at Red Tornado in the preview, I wasn't all that impressed. And I have a more detailed look at it in the actual episode. I don't know what it was, it's just... I don't know if they're trying to somewhat copy Age of Ultron's... Hang on. I'm sorry about that, guys. My boyfriend just came in the room and he's like, shh. But anyway, I don't know if the people who designed Red Tornado for this show got their... I'm sorry, I'm going around in circles. Anyway, I don't know if they got their design from Avengers Age of Ultron. If you guys remembered the Vision in that movie, I don't know if they were trying to make Red Tornado here in Supergirl kind of look like the Vision from Age of Ultron movie. I want to say so, but here's the thing though. I understand like Red Tornado is like the android that everyone knows in DC, and everyone knows the Vision from Marvel. And I can kind of see why the creators would kind of want to make, you know, updated version, kind of like more humanish, kind of like what the Age of Ultron movie did with the Vision. But the Vision always looked somewhat more human than Red Tornado. Everyone knows this for a fact. If you compare the old comic drawings and artwork of Red Tornado and the Vision, you know, before the movies and the show, the Vision always looked like a human more than Red Tornado. Red Tornado always looked like a typical robot. And maybe that's why I'm kind of nitpicky about the fact that they made Red Tornado look more human, kind of like the Vision. That's why I didn't really like it. I don't know about you guys. You guys can rant at me all you want about that, but it just looked weird. And, like, the outfit looked too much like a legitimate outfit. I mean, he's supposed to be an android. Make him look like an android. And everyone knows that Red Tornado looked more robotic than human, right? Like, the Vision, like I said, the Vision looked more like a human. He grasped that whole android perspective kind of thing. So, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna make Red Tornado, make him more metal looking and make him look more like the robot like everyone knows him to be. But anyway, you know, before she encountered Red Tornado, like she got advice from both Jimmy and Win. They're like, you know, you don't have to take part in this, you know, but Kara, she wants to take part in this whole testing the Red Tornado weapon to prove that, you know, her and her cousin, they can be trusted, you know. We can be trusted by the world to not wreak havoc and to protect you guys. And so, like, at the same time, Kat, you know, she's clearing her calendar just for her mother, and the mother being pure freaking evil, you know, like, she's like, you know what, I'm gonna, like, change my plans and see this person named Toni Morrison instead. And, you know, if I was that perspective, you know, if I cleared my entire calendar, you know, my estranged mother comes to visit me, even though she's so critical of me my whole life, she came to visit me, you know what, I'm going to clear my schedule, I'm going to clear a whole month for you, and then you make plans, and it's like, well, that's a bitch move right there. I'm not gonna lie to you, if I was in Kat's shoes, I'd be like, that's the most bitchiest move that you can do on me, mother. I mean, first off, you were critical of me my whole life, and then I tried to give you a chance by clearing my whole schedule, like a whole month's worth of schedule to, you know, bond with you, and you straight up make other plans. Thanks, mommy. But anyway, while all that's happening, you know, Kara overhears all this while she brings Kat, like, layouts and stuff, and she rejects and orders Kara to, like, stay late. Tells Kara, you know, you're staying late, I don't like these plans, blah, blah, blah. And then she also mentions to Kara, everybody knows about your crush on Jimmy, except for Jimmy. You know what I mean? And, it's also a little shock. I mean, it's pretty funny how, like, when someone and it happens in TV shows, it even happens in real life, like, people end up having crushes, and, you know, it's pretty obvious, but the person that has that crush, they're like, I didn't know my crush was that obvious, and then the person they have a crush on, they're completely oblivious. Like, the person who's crushing has no idea how obvious their crush is. The person they're crushing on has no idea that person has a crush on them, but everyone around them seems to know. So, it's like a typical thing, in all honesty. That happens a lot even in real life, so I think it's pretty cute that they brought that in there. But anyway, like, let's go to the game night thing. I want to, like, I didn't want to really gloss over it, but, I'm going to keep it brief. Like, during the game night, you actually find out that Lucy actually has is actually jealous of Supergirl, and also the fact that you actually see Jimmy's romantic side while they're playing the game, and, you know, I had a feeling Jimmy had a romantic side. I mean, he's a sweet guy, so obviously somewhere in that sweet characteristic, you know, his sweet temperament, he obviously has a romantic side, so that was a given. But, like, the fact that Lucy actually admitted that she's actually jealous of Supergirl is an interesting thing, considering Supergirl, aka Kara, has a crush on Jimmy. But anyway, going back to the whole training with Red Tornado, which happened the next day after the game night, we both see a little power struggle, not really a power struggle, like who's in charge struggle between Hank and Sam, which I think is pretty funny in all honesty, because General Sam seems like a total tool. Not gonna lie to you, I'm not trying to be mean to some guys who are like very manly men, you know what I mean? They're into manly things like sports and all that stuff. I'm just saying he seems like a tool. But anyway, Kara, well, you know, she's fighting Red Tornado, and it turns out that, you know, Tiamaro is controlling the android. It kind of looks like he has one of those little controller things that you play with, like those helicopters, kind of like that, but a little more high-tech. But anyway, Kara, she's like pretty much pushed to the breaking point, And Tiamaro notices something's wrong with Red Tornado when like Kara's punching it and shit, and she's like, he stops the project because Red Tornado's like experiencing damage. I'm sorry, I'm looking down, I'm looking at this. But anyway, he notices that, you know, Red Tornado's taking up some damage, so he stops the experiment. But Kara, she's like unaware of all this, and she's also at last minute hears Hank telling her to stand down, but it's too late because by the time she hears the whole stand down thing, Red Tornado pretty much becomes unstable and like pretty much flies away, and General Sam like pretty much blames Supergirl for unleashing Red Tornado because Red Tornado takes up a lot of damage from Supergirl, and instead of like standing down like he becomes unstable and he just pretty much takes off. You know, General Sam pretty much blames Supergirl for unleashing Red Tornado into the city, which technically it's not her fault. I mean, that stand down she got last minute, but at the same time, like, her mind was not focused because she was still like angry and taking her anger out on Red Tornado. So it's like 50-50. It wasn't her fault. She did not know that the Red Tornado would become unstable the more she hit it when it takes damage, and it was also partially her fault for not having her mind in the game. But anyway, while that all happens, General Lane pretty much fires Tiamaro, and then he orders the DEO to pretty much destroy the android. And I kind of feel sorry for Tiamaro. This is kind of not his fault either. I mean, he told everyone to stand down. He stopped the experiment because he noticed that the damage was taking its toll on Red Tornado. So it's kind of not his fault. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm like spacing out, but it wasn't really his fault. Yeah, it's his android and all that stuff, but he noticed that something was happening to Red Tornado when he took too much damage, and he stopped the experiment. So he was being responsible, and he ends up getting fired for it, which kind of sucks in my opinion. But you guys could put whatever you want on there too, because I think he shouldn't be blamed for that shit. Anyway, Kat, she's pretty much furious about Kara's whereabouts. She's like, where the hell have you been? And because of that, she pretty much, Kat snaps at her, and Kara pretty much yells at her back. And like, Kat's like, you know what? We're having a drink together, we're having martinis together, you know that? And at the same time, Kat pretty much tells Kara, you know, Kara wasn't trying to be mad at Kat. And pretty much tells Kara, you know, find out who you're truly mad at. You know what I mean? And it's very cryptic, and I like the fact that, you know, she's pretty much mentoring Supergirl, Kat's pretty much mentoring Kara in her own special way. It's kind of like having a secondary sister. You know how she already has her adopted older sister, Alex. So it's kind of like having another older sister around mentoring her at the workplace too, which is pretty cool. And I like that about Kat. Because little by little, you see like kind of like a mother hen to Kara, which I absolutely love and adore. And over at Lord Technologies, Alex is all asking Maxwell Lord for help to track down Red Tornado, and he straight up turns her down. I understand that, you know, Maxwell Lord is somewhat of a genius, and he runs the company Lord Technologies, so he has access to a shitload of technology that could help. But I really never trusted that peacock in the first place, and even more proof the fact that when he refused to help made me hate him even more. But anyway, I am running out of time. I'm probably going to have a part 3 to this. Oh my god, I still have a shitload to talk about. But anyway, I will definitely have a part 3 to this. I might have a part 4 judging by the length of this. And this is going to be a miracle because I normally don't have more than 2 or 3 videos for Supergirl for one episode. So there might literally be a part 4 also. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm sorry, I love you. Bye.